How old are you?
23.
Do you think dating gets easier for a woman as she ages?
No, and the reason I say that is because as women get older, they have the concept of marriage and having kids, and sometimes they want it sooner than most males do, and that it clashes.
What about the men?
I think men, even like in their 30s, are not ready to settle down yet. Maybe that's when they start thinking about it, but during this time, they don't want to settle down.
So when men settle down, do they tend to settle down with older women or younger women?
I think most men like older women.
What makes you say that?
Just from like my friends, they usually date guys that are kind of younger.
Well, wait, your friends date younger men?
Yeah, like maybe like a year or two, not too much younger, but.
Okay. Have you ever asked a guy out on a date before?
A lot of times. I'm very forward, so this is actually like a great sweet spot for me because I'm very comfortable asking men on dates or sliding in first. So.
Why do some women feel like it makes them look like a hoe if they're forward?
Because as a woman, everything makes you feel like a hoe because society makes you feel that way because women are not treated the same way that men are.
You're so right.
So what makes you a hoe as opposed to making you not a hoe?
That's not for me to say. That's for men in society to say.
What's your opinion on it?
My opinion is there is no difference.
Like, where do you draw the... Oh.
I can't. It's not for me to draw the difference. At the end of the day, I wish I could be the one to draw that line, but I'm not. And I wish that could be the case, but it's not fair, so.
Okay. How old are you?
23.
What do you do for work?
I'm a nurse.
For a man to date you, what job should he stay away from?
Nursing.
You wouldn't date a male nurse?
No.
Is it because you're a nurse or what?
They sleep with other nurses.
I mean, it's all in... I mean, it's the same occupation.
It is, but that means they're sleeping with your coworkers.
You're not telling me all men are like this, though.
They are.
What makes you feel that way?
I work with them currently.
So you would never date a coworker of yours?
No, they all sleep with each other. It's Grey's Anatomy.
Wow. You think dating's gonna get easier for you as you age?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. They get worse when we get older.
Why?
They just do.
Who's they?
Every man.
What do you have against men?
You all suck.
What do we suck at, though?
I don't know. We can do without you.
Like, who hurt you?
I don't know.
Were you about to say a lot of them?
A lot of them.
So, you're 23. How old is your man?
I actually have a girlfriend.
Oh, snap. Okay. That's sick. So, wait, are you bi, straight, or what?
I'm lesbian.
Okay. All right. Have you ever dated a man before?
Yes, to please my family, and that's how I figured out that was not for me.
What made you realize you didn't like men?
I don't click with them. I don't have that emotional connection. It was kind of platonic. Like, I get over it really quickly. I get bored. The maturity wasn't there. The emotional availability wasn't there. It didn't click at all.
What else was he lacking? Was it the sex too, or?
It's not even about him. It's just, I personally cannot see myself marrying a man.
So, but were you attracted to him at all?
Anybody can be physically attractive, doesn't mean that I want to be with them. Before anything, I had a girlfriend before I ever had a boyfriend. So I already knew that I liked girls by the time I tried to be with a guy. Only reason I tried to be with a guy was because my family's really religious.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't even for me or for the guy's sake, it was more to please my family. So it's hard for me to answer that question because I already knew that I didn't want to be with men.
Right. What's the hardest thing about dating as a woman?
Being taken seriously. The men are sassy this year. They're really acting like the females, and I just feel like if I wanted a bitch, I would have bagged a bitch. But at this point, you get what you get, you don't get upset. So that part.
So you want somebody who's gonna dominate you, make you feel like...
Or more just masculine energy. Make me want to be submissive to you. Right. If I have to feel dominant to you, then you're doing something wrong.
That you say he has to make you want to feel submissive. How do you want him to act?
Act like you know how to lead. Act like you know what you're doing.
Exactly.
Don't just be fooling me. I don't like the whole spontaneous roll with the flow. Like, act like you got a game plan. You know what you're doing. Ain't no, don't know what we're gonna do for tomorrow. No, you know what the fuck going on. I don't got time to worry about shit too.
You think a man, well, in your case, do you feel like you've been led on before and things have just been left up in the air?
I think it's to do with a lot of bumps. That's the problem. So it's just like, if your shit not together, I don't want nothing to do with you.
Because maybe that man isn't leading because he doesn't want it to go anywhere.
Or maybe they just don't know how to lead because they're just used to everybody else doing shit for them.
Hello.
Or maybe he feels like your masculinity is combating his masculinity.
If you feel like my masculinity is better than yours, then that means you need to get your balls together and put your 2 steps up and beat me to it.
That part.
At what age do you think a man should have his shit together?
27.
So for you to take a man seriously, a 27-year-old man, what would you like his life to look like?
A nice car, a nice job, possibly has a house. Probably has a house. That would be helpful.
How much should his job be paying him?
At least 90,000.
Okay. And what's a nice car to you?
I don't fucking know. Better than what I drive.
Which is?
I don't know. Something above a 2016.
All right. And you said possibly have a house at 27.
Yeah, possibly. Like, what was the question?
Okay. No, that's fair. That's fine. No, do you think that's realistic?
Not for all. For the worthy. If you plan accordingly, yeah, a lot of people put a down payment on a house even earlier than that. It depends.
What percentage of the U.S. do you think is actually bringing in 100K?
I know people just out of college who are making over 100K right now.
Well, like what percentage of the U.S. though?
Probably less than 20.
What's the hardest thing about dating as a woman?
I mean, personally, I feel like everyone wants to hook up. They act like they don't, and they end up wanting to. That's my struggle.
Definitely, like, probably finding a guy who I feel is, like, compatible with me. Because I plan on, like, I have high expectations for myself. So if I find a guy that's, like, a little bit lower than I expect, then, I mean, I'm nice to them, but I'm not going to, like, pursue anything with them.
What do you think the problem is with dating right now?
Social media. Social media and influence from your friends and their friends' family and everything else around them. If you don't have an influence on yourself, if you cannot make a decision for yourself in this day and age, there's a problem with dating.
But if you can't make up your own decision, so it's a lot of things, right? Like you said, social media, right? But it's a lot of things. Women cannot make a decision on their own nowadays. They have to rely on social media or their, like you said, their friends talking in their ear, right? I've seen it plenty of times when people are like, oh, my friend told me this and that, but how am I treating you?
They shouldn't be going to their friends for relationship advice. They should talk about it within the actual relationship.
See, I'm going through it right now. Well, I'm going through it right now. My girl listened to her friends, and we're on a little tight kind of weird thing right now. I don't really know what's going on. She listened to her friends. At the end of the day, she has no influence for her life on, like, through herself on her life.
Question is, do you think it's worth going through this break to get back with her, or are you done?
No, it's no. Let me answer. Absolutely. At the end of the day, I love the girl to death. I love her to death. I want to be with her at this moment. But until she figures out what she wants and she can figure out what she wants for herself, it's not gonna work.
You don't think there's better out there for you though?
Nope. She's it. She's it for me.
7 billion people in the world, but she's not here for you right now.
Nope. She's the person that makes me happy, and I think about her nonstop. That's the girl I want to be with.
Realistically, bro, I'm gonna be honest. Our generation has a bad habit of manipulating themselves, bro. We want love, but we cannot go outside, bro. Let's be honest. You know this for a fact. You cannot, you cannot send for yourself just for the sake of you see it on Twitter.
So you guys are his friends?
Yeah, I just met bro.
Well, what would you do in his situation?
His situation? So I've known him a lot longer, right? And I ain't gonna lie, I'm a talkative person, right? But at the same time, you gotta realize at one point, when someone's not giving you what you want, you gotta better yourself and love yourself more before you can love the other person, right?
Yeah, actually.
You gotta love yourself before you can love the other person.
Absolutely.
For sure. But it's one of those things where it's like you cannot simp for it, bro. You cannot
But
simp
bro,
for
that's
it.
the thing about simping,
For some
though.
reason, our females, they want simps, but they cannot admit they want simps.
But it's a misconception
sad.
about simping though.
Yes,
because you can
literally.
people will say, "Oh, you're simping on this girl." Bro, if it's reciprocated, that's not simping.
It's
That's
not.
your
It's not at all.
It's not at all. It's nothing wrong with simping at all.
all, at
If your
all.
girl appreciates you and loves you as the person you are, and y'all connect as emotional and mental connection, regardless of that physical connection, bro, y'all will live a happy and joyous life, bro. I promise you.
Exactly.
At what age do you think a man should have his life together?
I think by the time that you are in late 20s, early 30s, you should have something going for yourself and settled. You should at least have that foundation ready to take the next step. You should not be trying to figure your shit out anymore.
So 29 to 31, 32.
Yeah.
All right. What does that look like to you?
What do you mean?
Like, so what would that man's life look like to you?
They should either financially, they should already be good with their savings. They should have a house or renting a nice place, stable job. You should not be in between jobs unless you're getting like promotions or something. I think that goes for women as well. I think by that age, we should have it figured out.
How much money do you think that man or woman should have?
What do you mean?
Yearly salary.
I think that it depends on your job. I can't really, some people have different job careers that they want to approach, and I don't really think I'm gonna say for sure, but I think minimum, at least me realistically, $80,000 annually. Like I think that should be a good starting point.
Do you want a guy who makes more money or less money than you?
I don't. As long as they're not insecure about me making more money, I don't think it matters.
You think a man could lead a relationship if he's making less?
If he's not insecure about it,
So how could he do it?
easily. I don't know. Just don't be insecure about what you make. I don't think that matters.
Would the roles still be the same?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so you could make more money, but he'd still plan the dates. He'd still say, hey, we're going here, we're doing this.
Absolutely.
Does he still have to foot the bills?
No. It can be 50-50. Who says they have to foot the bill?
It's not 50-50 if you're making more than him. So you're gonna like reserve your edge for him? And her friends pulled her out. It's all good though. She'll see it. If a guy wanted to date you, what job should he stay away from?
I wouldn't say that there's any one thing, honestly. I don't think there's anything that would
Deter me.
yeah, I think as long as you are a kind person who treats me the way I want to be treated, I don't think there's a job that would stop me from that.
So he could be a male stripper,
Yes. That'd probably be okay.
Yeah.
have an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
As long as I'm not on it without my consent, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, so you'd be down to be on it with him?
TBD. Once again, TBD.
What if he wanted to do it with other girls?
TBD. Not to be quoted on the internet saying these things, but like TBD.
I feel like
Yes. I'm getting myself in trouble.
I feel like you sound like you're pretty open to it.
Ew, I don't want the world to perceive me as chill because I'm objectively not very chill.
No.
But I think anything is open to negotiation, honestly.
All right, how about you?
I feel the same way.
So he could be doing OnlyFans, raw dogging random chicks out here, putting them online. His big long schlong is there for the world to see.
Whoa, we didn't say he had a big long schlong.
It depends.
All circumstantial. Everything in life is circumstantial, and I feel that way strongly. And I feel like I'm a pretty reasonable person, and most things can be negotiated.
Yeah.
At what age should a man have his life together?
I don't think there's a specific age that a man has to have his life together, but as long as he does have an idea of what his goals are, if he is like steady in his career, is independent on his own. He doesn't need to have somebody else to either pay his bills or just like help in certain aspects. And I think that there's no age you can put something like that on.
I think later 20s, like they should have an idea of where they're going in life by then.
Okay, so like 28, 27?
Yeah, that's my age.
So what should his life look like though?
At least progressing, have a good stable job, understanding what they want in life at least.
Should he have a car at that time?
Hey, you be on TikTok,
Yes.
don't you? You be on TikTok.
Yes.
Like an old car, new car, or
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
how much money should that stable job be providing to him?
I don't think that is like my focus. I think my main focus is how much money I'm making.
So you don't care about how much money your man's making?
It's all about what I'm making.
So how can that man lead a relationship if you're the breadwinner?
Exactly. I mean, the man doesn't always have to be the breadwinner of the relationship.
So you're fine taking on that man's role then?
Yes, absolutely. I am completely fine. And most women in this age can be the head of the household.
Okay. So what do you expect from your man if you're the head?
At least support, understanding, just mentally being there, and just being mature enough to be in a relationship.
Okay, so you'll take him out on dates and you'll start planning them too?
To a
While
certain aspect.
while he cooks dinner at home?
It can go both ways. Okay. But it also, I think it should be a team effort in today's society. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with a woman being the breadwinner of the relationship.
Does that mean that you get sex from him whenever you want it?
I'm not answering that.
I'm just curious.
I'm not answering that.